There is a very, very fine line between fear and excitement.
Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel once again. I am here to talk about mindset stuff, nutrition stuff, and personal development. If you've watched any of my videos or you watch this one and you like what you see, please feel free to subscribe and like the video. Today's video is on fear of failure. What stands in between so many people and their success is fear of failure. I had this awesome video in mind with like voiceovers and amazing B-roll, and I just didn't make it happen because the biggest chunk of video that I was super stoked on never got recorded in the first place. Here we are having another sit-down chat because I know these are safe and it's gonna work out in the end. Have I hit record? Yeah, I've hit record. We're working on it here, okay? So let's start with what fear of failure is, what failure actually is. Failure is defined as lack of success. Now, when you think of success, typically you think about, like in the case of an Olympian, success means getting a gold medal. Success means winning. Success is ideal, really. So failure being anything but success, personally, I interpret that as having taken the entire journey out of the equation. It's not every step along the way. So if you think about it in that light, every step that you take, which will eventually get you to success, is not success in itself. Let's put it this way. If you are at point A and you're trying to get to point C, but in doing so, you have managed to make it from point A to B, and even if C isn't gonna work, have you failed? Or have you learned? Life is all about learning. Your journey is all about learning. And there is no moving forward without personal growth. There is no failure without having learned a valuable life lesson. So in essence, the only failure you could have is not learning a lesson at all. And then life is just gonna keep throwing situations at you until you learn that lesson, because that is exactly what we're here for. To learn, to grow, to become as powerful as we possibly can. I used to be terrified of failure. I used to be crushed by failure, even the possibility of failure. I have over the years learned how to sidestep and overcome that. And I'm gonna share those steps with you because that is one of the most valuable lessons that I've ever learned in my life. And that is worth sharing. Step one, take 100% responsibility for every single aspect of your entire experience. I cannot overstate this. And the second that I actually integrated this, I became a brand new person. What we're trying to avoid in doing this is victim mentality. We are in such a habit of giving our power to other people, our power to other circumstances. I didn't make myself late for work. It was the accident in front of me. I didn't make myself angry. It was the person in front of me in line. You know, if that person wasn't such a jackass, then I wouldn't be so upset right now. It's his fault, it's her fault, it's their fault. I want you to think a little bit differently. You have the power to react differently in each of those situations. You don't have to get angry because the other person's an asshole. Maybe that person's an asshole because they just lost someone they love. Maybe they've just been through the shittiest time in their life and they're not handling it well. Maybe they're trying to pass their own pain onto other people in turn because they can't handle it themselves. And I really love the car accident analogy on the way to work because that is such a common one where it's so easy to say, like, hey, that wasn't my fault. Obviously, I didn't cause it. Obviously, I couldn't have foreseen that there was going to be an accident that would block the way for 25 minutes, and I was 20 minutes later than I expected. And say, hey, that had nothing to do with me. If it's in your experience, it has something to do with you. Where you are right now in life is a consolidation of every single decision that you've ever made. Think about it. The timing is impeccable. If you had decided to give yourself a 20-minute buffer zone on the way to work, you would have slid right by it. You would have made it on time. that is your responsibility. You build your experience. And the moment that you take 100% responsibility for that, that is magic. I can't even tell you until you experience it. And that happens in subtle little mental shifts along the way until all of a sudden you've integrated it into who you are, and it's just the way that you think. This releases you from victim mentality. It promotes self-reliance, and you're not going to be waiting around for a hero to come save you and get you out of these situations. You're going to be able to handle yourself, and you're going to be able to see things differently and not harbor like incredible anger for other people for having ruined your experience. It's all on you. Make conscious decisions. Work towards that moment when you realize that this experience is uniquely yours. You are creating it with your decisions, with your attitude, with your emotions, with your energy. We are creators. You can either use that to limit yourself, or you can use it to propel yourself forward and create what you want to create in your life. Okay, that was a doozy place to start, but that just goes to show how important that is. And like, I place so much weight on that alone. And that's one of the cruxes of my coaching too. Like, you are making decisions for you. You're not making decisions to please anybody else. You're making decisions for you. So start making them consciously. The next one is tough, and you're probably gonna roll your eyes at me, but get comfortable with fear. I know it's like people say, get comfortable being uncomfortable, and it sounds so cute and easy, and it's really not. But that's okay. I mean, it is possible. It is something that you can go and seek out. And yes, it takes practice. And no, I'm not saying to all of a sudden go bungee jumping or skydiving because that's your biggest fear. Like, you don't have to dive in. Do something tiny every single day that makes you uncomfortable. That could even be like getting up 5 minutes early. That can be, it could be a different food decision. Take these tiny steps. And that's such a huge reason that so many people are afraid of failing, because like we bite off massive chunks. So how are we expecting ourselves to succeed when we want to change all at once? We want to jump from point A to point E like right away. And of course that's terrifying. Of course we're going to be afraid of failing. That is too big a leap for anybody to make. We're meant to experience the journey, and that journey happens in small steps. So jump into fear in small steps. You have probably all heard the saying, do something every day that scares you. Just bring a little bit of discomfort into your life on a daily basis and treat it like darkness. Get comfortable being inside of it, and you can exist in fear and be comfortable with that. There is a very, very fine line between fear and excitement. And when you realize that, that is actually a really cool moment, because you realize that fear can be turned into excitement. And when you enjoy that excitement, you can play with fear more. And the magic of going back and forth while you're creating your life, it's like you become one with the darkness and one with fear itself. And once you can be in a moment feeling fear, regardless of how intense it is, you can breathe and actually survive it, and you can be inside fear and be okay. And again, that's like point E or F or N, whatever. It's down the road. Just get comfortable being a little bit uncomfortable and pushing the walls of your comfort zone a little bit further than they are right now. And if you can practice that in tiny little ways every single day, then it's going to take you far. You're going to get a large amount of momentum built up, and you're going to see how strong you can get. Okay, you've made friends with fear. You've taken responsibility for your whole journey. Define what you want. Get as clear and specific on what you want. Either that's a specific goal or general life goals. Get specific on where you want to be. If you're at point A, what does point B look like? How far down the road are you looking right now? You can look as far or as close as you want. If you just need to get through this week, then focus on getting through the week. But if you, no matter how far you're going ahead, look from point A to point B, and then point B to point C. And when I say figure out what you want, do some soul searching, because I don't mean want what you think you should want, not what other people are trying to impose on you, not what you see on social media and you think it's normal. You don't try and fit in. Seriously, people, don't try and fit in. I'm gonna do a whole other video, or several videos probably, on like finding your passion and finding yourself and being genuine to yourself, because everyone seems to be asking those questions, and it's not, you're never gonna find the answer outside yourself. But that is that's a topic for a different video, or we're gonna leave that for later. But do the soul searching, do whatever you need to do, meditation, journal, like do things you love, do whatever you need to do to find out what you truly want. It's gonna pull you through a lot more resistance and fear than trying to draw yourself towards or push yourself towards something that you don't truly want, that's not truly aligned with your goals and your mission. The one final step that should push you over the edge and start really realizing that fear of failure is a lot more malleable than you maybe realize is organize. Be organized, get organized, over organize. Okay, we almost made it through the whole video that time without dogs barking. Plan, 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 plan. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know that I really like to break each step down into baby steps, break each baby step down until it's totally doable. Like elementary school level, I can do this. Of course I can do this. Why wouldn't I be able to do this? It's the simplest, most basic task. Break everything you need to do down into tasks that are so easy that you're laughing while you do them and they're done before you even know it. That way you're gonna build up the most momentum and you're gonna start going through these tasks. And you know what? One of the biggest lessons I've learned is action dissipates fear. The more you do, the more momentum you're gonna gain. And as you gain that momentum, if you're going towards a goal that is absolutely aligned with what you want and your desires, you're going to blast through that fear. And whatever fear is left, of course, there's always going to be fear. You're growing, you're creating, you're moving forward. That's always going to bring you out of your comfort zone. So whatever fear is left, if you're getting comfortable being inside of it, you're going to be a freaking powerhouse. I guarantee it. And as simple as all of these sound, yes, they're simple. They're not easy. It takes a lifetime of practice sometimes to work through our resistance and our old thought patterns and really learn how to work through these things. So please don't expect yourself to get this all right away. Don't think you're going to be a new person tomorrow. Just work on those baby steps. Take little bites off at a time. And I can promise you, your relationship with fear and your relationship with so-called failure is totally going to change, and it might not be perfect, but it is going to be a lot better than it might be right now. And at the very least, it's not going to be debilitating. I hope you like this video. Again, if you do, please give it a thumbs up. Share it. I would love to get my videos out there more. And if you really like what you see, please subscribe. I will keep these videos coming. I will learn better videography and better filming and stuff, and good God, lighting. I need to learn that too, but that's okay. If you have any requests, always feel free to comment down below or send me an email. Yeah, I'm just glad you're here, and thank you. So I will talk to you all soon. I hope you have an awesome day. Ciao.